Welcome to the July 9th, 2018 formal County Commission meeting. I'm going to ask our Sheriff John Fuson to call the meeting to order and ask that you would please remain standing for the invocation given by Chaplain Creek and the Pledge of Allegiance given by Commissioner Joe White.
All rise, please. Oh yes, this Honorable Board of County Commissioners is now in session pursuant to adjournment. Now may God save this state and this Honorable Board of County Commissioners. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Our Father and our God, we thank you for your love and your watch care. We thank you for this legislative body and they're willing to serve. Someone has said the greatest need in the world is a transformation of human nature. We need a new heart that will not have lust and greed and hate in it. We need a heart filled with love and peace and joy. And that's why Jesus came to this world. Now, just lead and direct us now in this meeting. And when our views differ, let us respect one another and be for those whom we should pray for. For it's in Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Commissioners, if you would, please register your attendance. Ms. Jackson, would you please read the roll?
You have 19 present, 2 absent.
Thank you, ma'am. If I could have Miss Joanne Weekly and Mr. Glenn Weekly, if y'all would come to the podium, please. I've already spoke to y'all once, but good evening again. Good to have y'all here. Commissioners, I think most of y'all probably know the Weeklies. They've been a huge part of Montgomery County for years, and more than anything, they've been a part of preserving our history. And so tonight, I'd like to present the Weeklies with a proclamation. I'd like to read it to you. Whereas a living historical museum featuring restored log homes and outbuildings dating from 1830 to 1870, each having been carefully restored to its original condition and furnished as to that era, is known as Historic Collinsville. And whereas Joanne and Glenn Weekly married in 1952 and 22 years later began their dream to rebuild the settlement of Historic Collinsville. That dream became a reality in 1997 when they opened the doors to the public. And whereas situated on 40 acres, each structure is full of authentic period furniture and artifacts and takes visitors on a journey to see the living conditions of our ancestors, as well as learn how they made their clothes from wool spun by hand. From candle making to foot stomping music in the barn, Historic Collinsville is a place for people of all ages to enjoy, learning how our ancestors lived in the 1800s. Picnic areas, walking trails, and a wildlife center that houses several examples of natural Tennessee wildlife can be enjoyed at Historic Collinsville. And whereas Joanne Weekly founded Weekly Business Services in 1988 after a successful career as an accountant in the agribusiness and banking industries, and in 2014 united her company with Stone, Rudolph, and Henry PLC, where she still serves the public today with her skills and knowledge. And whereas Glenn Weekly has successfully operated the 100-plus-year-old farm, as well as additional acreage he acquired since moving to Montgomery County in 1952. As part of the America's Farmers Grow Communities program, Historic Collinsville received a $2,500 grant to help continue sharing its history to school children who tour Historic Collinsville each year. Whereas Joanne and Glenn Weekly are faithful members of Southside United Methodist Church, and they both continue to maintain an active role in this community. Now, therefore, I, Jim Durrett, on behalf of Montgomery County, do hereby applaud Joanne and Glenn Weekly for their dream of rebuilding historic Collinsville and for their desire and dedication to share its history with the citizens of this community. Mr. and Ms. Weekly, thank y'all so much for all you do for our community. Thank you. Thank you. I think she wants to take our picture. Commissioners, also while I'm at the podium, I would like to just let you, if you'd like to come look at this afterwards, this is an award that we received today. And first of all, I want to thank all the employees that were a part of receiving this award. This was for our Siemens Energy project. I hope I don't leave anybody out, but Jeff Truitt, our Chief of Staff, Michelle Newell, our PIO, Carly Summers, who's our Green Certification Coordinator, Kenneth Gentry, Facilities and Maintenance Director, and I'm leaving somebody out. And Nick Powell from our engineering office. But the state of Tennessee and the Department of Environment and Conservation, I'll just read you the certificate we have as well. The state of Tennessee and the Department of Environment and Conservation are pleased to present Montgomery County with the 2018 Governor's Environmental Stewardship Award for excellence in energy and renewable resources. We congratulate Montgomery County for their leadership in improving the quality of Tennessee's environment. This was signed by the governor. So commissioners, this is really your award. Y'all are the ones that funded the Siemens project, so thank y'all. Our first item of business tonight is approval of the June 11th, 2018 minutes. Is there a motion for approval? Commissioner Creek, is there a second? Commissioner Jason Hodges, any discussion on the June 11th minutes? If you would, please register your vote. Would anyone like to change their vote? Ms. Jackson, would you please tally the vote?
You have 19 yeses, 0 noes, 0 abstentions.
Thank you, ma'am. Next item is our zoning resolutions. Our first resolution is CZ 14 2018, application of Carolyn Weems from AG to E1. Is there a motion for approval? Commissioner Baggett, second. Commissioner Gannon, any discussion? If you would, please register your vote. Would anyone like to change their vote? Ms. Jackson, would you please tally the vote?
You have 19 yeses, 0 noes, 0 abstentions.
Thank you, ma'am. CZ 15, application of Nick Datillo from AG to E1. Is there a motion for approval? Commissioner Garland Johnson, second. Commissioner Riccone, any discussion on CZ 15? If you would, please register your vote. Would anyone like to change their vote? Ms. Jackson, would you please tally the vote?
You have 19 yeses, 0 noes, 0 abstentions.
Thank you, ma'am. Next item of business are our resolutions. Our first resolution is Resolution 1871, resolution to ratify Chapter number 167 of the Private Acts of 1979, House Bill number 270 of the 110th General Assembly of the state of Tennessee relative to tourism and the privilege tax for the occupancy of hotels and motels in Montgomery County, Tennessee. Is there a motion for approval? Commissioner Albert, second. Commissioner Jason Hodges, any discussion? If you would, please register your vote. Tim, that has to pass 2/3?
14.
Needs 14. Motion fails.
It's 13.
Oh, it's 14. I'm sorry. Okay. So that's approved.
Yes.
Anyone want to change their vote? Ms. Jackson, would you please tally the vote?
You have 14 yeses, 5 noes, and 0 abstentions.
Thank you, ma'am. Resolution 1872, resolution updating the provisions for rules and procedures and changing the title to Internal Operating Rules of the Montgomery County Board of Commissioners. Is there a motion for approval? Commissioner Genus, is there a second? Commissioner Nichols, any discussion on 1872? Commissioner Redd.
Thank you, Mayor. And I mentioned this at the informal meeting. Here on our iPads, on the old way that it was, it says 24 hours instead of 72. And I understand maybe we weren't using 24, we were going by 72. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, that is correct. I think we verified that with Ms. Gentry for as long as she could remember. We had been requiring 72 hours in advance of the meeting.
But the law used to say 24 hours, but we just weren't.
Yeah,
Okay.
the law used to say we met at 7 as well.
Well, I would like to make a motion to strike the 72 hours and go back to the 24 hours on the resolution.
We have a motion to amend Resolution 1872 from 72 hours notice to 24 hours notice. Is there a second? Commissioner Brockman, any discussion? Well, you're not lit up, but if you had something you need to say, now you are.
I'll wait till after you speak.
Well, my only point is 24 hours, our meetings are on Mondays. Somebody sends something in Saturday night, who's checking the emails?
But I think the holidays are exempt from it.
Somebody turned his email. Saturday ain't a holiday every day. I wish it was, but it ain't. Neither is Sunday. It's a holiday in my book, but it's a different kind.
But they could turn it in on a Monday. On the same day that we have the meeting, before we have the meeting here, they could come in here.
That's not 24 hours in advance.
Well, that's, if we have a meeting that is not 24 hours, I think that, well, 72, I tell you, I will withdraw my motion.
Ms. Brockman, you withdraw your second? Okay. Any other discussion on 1872? If you would, please register your vote. Would anyone like to change their vote? Ms. Jackson, would you please tally the vote?
You have 19 yeses, 0 noes, 0 abstentions.
Thank you, ma'am. 1873, resolution amending resolution 1668 from Montgomery County Fair Board to Montgomery County Fair Committee and adding compensation for members. Is there a motion for approval? Commissioner Harper, is there a second? Commissioner Gannon, any discussion? If you would, please register your vote. Would anyone like to change their vote? Ms. Jackson, would you please tally the vote?
You have 19 yeses, 0 noes, 0 abstentions.
Resolution 1874, resolution to establish written procedures governing purchases at publicly advertised auctions. Is there a motion for approval? Commissioner Arnold Hodges, second. Commissioner Harper, any discussion? If you would, please register your vote. Would anyone like to change their vote? Ms. Jackson, would you please tally the vote?
You have 19 yeses, 0 noes, 0 abstentions.
Resolution 1875, resolution to amend animal care and control regulations regarding owner release of pets. Is there a motion for approval? Commissioner Riccone, second. Commissioner Jason Hodges, any discussion on 1875? Commissioner Sokol.
Thank you, Mayor. Is the director here?
Yes, sir, he
Animal
is.
Control?
Would you like to ask him a question?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Caskey, would you mind coming to the podium, please, sir?
Yes, sir.
last week during the discussion, we talked about irresponsible and responsible pet owners. And the discussion tipped on those individuals that would be dumping their pets off in the county or city or wherever instead of taking them to your facility. At that time, I asked that you would provide statistics as to the number of surrenders and the number of strays that you pick up. So has that been set in motion? Are we going to get that?
Yes. I do have some numbers for the month of June if you'd like to. I can share them. For the month of June.
Well, that's not necessary because
Okay.
what I want to do is measure how effective this is once it goes into this resolution.
Absolutely.
And I also want to make how do I make a calendar mark?
We'll make a calendar mark for you. Do you
I would
want to
like-
look at it in 3 months?
No, sir. I think 1 year is sufficient to take a look at this program
Okay.
and see if it's effective.
Well, I think since Mr. Caskey has been here, Commissioner Sokol, which has been, help me,
4 months.
4 months, probably the last 3 months, you've had some and I share those with the commissioners by email, but some very detailed statistics on what's going on at the center, and that information is part of that.
That's correct, Mayor.
Okay. So at our July meeting in 2019, you'd like a report on that?
Yes, sir. What I'm trying to do is gauge the effectiveness
I
of this
understand.
by taking a look at the statistics for a year out.
Okay. We can certainly do that.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions of Mr. Caskey while he's at the podium? Thanks. Commissioner Genus.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just real quickly, thank you for the email last week. I know I read through it multiple times, and I was on the fence because I didn't know the dilemma that we're facing with abandoned pets. And so I just want to say thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Not a problem.
Commissioner Harper.
Thank you, Mayor. Mr. Caskey, I appreciate you being here tonight. This is one of those issues that I'm going to depend on you for leading us in the right direction as a manager, and appreciate what you're doing, and we're going to hope it's going to work out great.
I'm sure it will. I appreciate
Thank you.
it.
Any other questions of Mr. Caskey? All right. Any other questions regarding 1875? Dave, you're good. If you would, please register your vote. Would anyone like to change their vote? Ms. Jackson, would you please tally the vote?
You have 13 yeses, 6 noes, and 0 abstentions.
Thank you, ma'am. Resolution 1876, a resolution to amend animal care and control regulations regarding microchipping of reclaimed and adoptive pets. Is there a motion for approval? Commissioner Jason Hodges, second. Commissioner Keene, any discussion? If you would, please register your vote. Would anyone like to change their vote? Ms. Jackson, would you please tally the vote?
You have 14 yeses, 5 noes, and 0 abstentions.
Commissioners, we have no items under unfinished business under our reports. The county clerk's report. Ms. Jackson, would you please read your report?
Comes Kelly A. Jackson, County Clerk, Montgomery County, Tennessee, and presents the county clerk's report for the month of June 2018. I hereby request that the persons named on the list of new applicants to the office of Notary Public be elected. The oaths of the Judicial Commissioner, Deputy County Officials, members of the Board of Equalization, and the Sheriff's deputies are approved as taken. This report shall be spread upon the minutes of the Board of County Commissioners. You received your list of notary applicants last Monday. There are none that are signed by personal surety, and you do not have any names that need to be read into the minutes for bond purposes.
Is there a motion for approval for the clerk's report? Commissioner Garland Johnson, second. Commissioner Sokol, any discussion? If you would, please register your vote. Would anyone like to change their vote? Ms. Jackson, would you please tally the vote?
You have 19 yeses, 0 nos, 0 abstentions.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, under your reports filed, you'll see item number 3, the Highway Department's county road list, April through June of 2018. This will require approval by the County Commission. Is there a motion for approval? Commissioner Brockman, second. Commissioner Arnold Hodges. Any discussion? If you would, please register your vote. Commissioner Gannon. Would anyone like to change their vote? Ms. Jackson, would you please tally the vote?
You have 19 yeses, 0 nos, 0 abstentions.
Commissioners, 2 other items on your reports. You'll see items number 4 and 5. We're required by the state anytime there's any debt issue to report that to the state. That $4,565,900 is the debt for Bi-County, and then there's approval letter from the state on the debt obligation. And also item number 8, our trustee, Ms. Radford, has provided the information that you had at Monday's meeting with the redacted information. Next item is our nominating committee. Commissioner Nichols, the floor is yours.
Thank you. The nominating committee has nominations for 3 boards. They're quite lengthy, but I have to read them all into the minutes. The Beer Board, Commissioner Arnold Hodges is eligible to serve another 3-year term to expire July 2021. Commissioner Brandon Butts is eligible to serve another 3-year term to expire July 2021. Commissioner Audrey Tooley, at-large member, is eligible to serve another 3-year term to expire July 2021. Commissioner Ron Sokol, at-large member, is eligible to serve another 3-year term to expire July 2021. The Library Regional Board is the next nominations. Gerald Beavers is nominated to serve another 3-year term to expire July 2021. Matthew Ellis has been filling an unexpired term and is now eligible to be nominated to serve his first 3-year term to expire July 2021. And the Zoning Appeals Board is the next nomination. It's Andrew Hale is nominated to replace Grant Shaw for a 5-year term to expire July 2024. And Mayor and Commissioners, this is in a way of a motion.
We have a motion for the nominating committee nominations. Is there a second? Commissioner Gannon, any discussion? If you would, please register your vote. Would anyone like to change their vote? Ms. Jackson, would you please tally the vote?
You have 18 yeses, 0 nos, 1 abstention.
Under the county mayor nominations, without objection, we have 4 different committees, and I'll take those under one motion. Under the EMS committee, Commissioner Martha Brockman nominated to serve another 3-year term expiring July 2021. Commissioner Charlie Keene nominated to serve another 3-year term to expire July 2021. Commissioner Wallace Redd's replacement will be deferred to September. The Fire Committee, Commissioner Arnold Hodges nominated to serve another 3-year term to expire July 2021, and Commissioner Nichols' replacement will be deferred to September. Judicial Commissioners, 1-year term, Darlene Sample, Lead Commissioner, nominated to serve another 1-year term expiring July 2019. Rebecca Becker nominated for another 1-year term expiring July 2019. And Carolyn K. Honholt, part-time employee, nominated to serve a 1-year term to expire July 2019. The Library Board, Ron Smithfield is nominated to serve another 3-year term to expire July 2021. I'll take a motion for approval of all of those. Commissioner Gannon, is there a second? Commissioner Gildersleeve, Any discussion on the county mayor nominations? If you would, please register your vote. Would anyone like to change their vote? Ms. Jackson, would you please tally the vote?
You have 17 yeses, 0 nos, and 2 abstentions.
Thank you, ma'am. Under county mayor appointments, this does not require any action by the commission, just as a matter of record. Building and Codes International Board of Appeals, Victor Hopkins, electrical engineer, is appointed to serve his second 5-year term to expire July 2023. Under our announcements, 2 quick announcements. There will be a welcome reception for the new IBD director, Frank Tate, tomorrow from 5 to 6:30 p.m. On the 5th floor of the F&M Bank building downtown. You're welcome to attend even if you haven't RSVP'd. And lastly, just ask commissioners that you continue to keep Commissioner Johnson's mother, Ms. Jackson's mother, and one of our sheriff's deputies, Mr. Ray Johnson, is having a difficult time battling cancer. So if you'd keep those 3 in your prayers, I'd greatly appreciate it. Any other comments from commissioners? Sheriff, I'll call on you to adjourn us.
All right, all rise. Oh yes, this Honorable Board of County Commissioners now stands adjourned. May God save this state and this Honorable Board of County Commissioners.